Right. My friends, you are stuck in traffic. You can't wait to get home from work, kick off your shoes, and just relax. Well, you find yourself just inching in traffic, and because of all the road construction. And when you finally get closer to where all the construction is, you're tempted to roll down the window and to thank the crew for making the road safer and more efficient. Instead, you roll down the window and swear at them for choosing to work on your road during your rush hour. A family member asks you to pick them up at precisely 7:30 p.m. So you kind of arrange your whole day around that appointment. You arrive early and wait joyously at first. Well, when they don't show up at 7:30, you start to get impatient. And when the clock continues to tick and your waiting becomes irritating, your blood pressure rises and you begin to rehearse your speech on punctuality. And finally at 8:15 p.m. when they show up, what do you do? What do you say? Waiting. Don't we just hate to wait? Well, I think that Jesus understood about this issue and understood what a gift waiting could be if done with patience and humility when he pointed out today's parable. First, we see that waiting is not necessarily a drudgery if the goal of the waiting is important. Now, in the parable, the servants are urged to wait upon their master's return from a wedding. Now, in Middle East culture, weddings would last for days. And so the master's return was really hard to predict or anticipate. And the sense of the parable is that when the master returns and finds them doing their work, then he is benevolent and beloved to them. You see, this is the character of God himself. The God upon whom we wait is not coming with vengeance and anger. He comes with gifts and blessings. Waiting in this regard can produce patience and humility. Now, waiting also empties the hands and reminds us that we are not in control. You know, the lack of control is perhaps the most difficult thing for any of us to experience. We stare at the door marked surgery, waiting for the doctor to come out. We wait in an airport, waiting for the weather to clear. Or we are on hold, listening to the voice recording telling us that our call is important and that we should stay on the line. Now, here is a simple truth about our existence. We are not in control. We never were, we never will be. Only God is in control. And last I checked, there is no vacancy for Master of the universe. Now let's go back to the parable, and there we will discover that at the end of the waiting, there was a surprise. When the master returned and found that his servants were doing their job, he was so pleased with them that he sat them at table and he waited on them. Can you imagine the surprise among those servants sitting at that table? Imagine the joy and the laughter. The master has returned in a good mood. He was not delayed by any means. So this is the hope of us all who wait upon the fulfillment of God's kingdom. We wait upon him, and waiting produces patience, anticipation, and humility. And as we wait, we might just learn that the point of life is not learning how to be a master, but learning how to be a servant. So in the end, when all of time is consummated, we find ourselves in the presence of the one who surprises us with great joy and laughter. Will the wait be worth it? Oh, yes.